Well, good morning, everybody. It's bright and early. It ain't really bright. It's early. It's 5:30. Getting a jump start on the day. My plan today is to walk to actually pass Dalton, Massachusetts. So we're going to do 20 miles today. I know I've said that I'm not going to do many more 20s, or actually I said I ain't going to do any more 20s, but here we go. It's just sometimes that's just the way the miles work out. You know, you'd like to say I'm going to stop at 18, but if the road crossing to get picked up is at 20, you're going to have to do 20 or change your plans altogether. So today's 20, and I'm not sure. I mean, I've looked at the map a few times. It looks like we're going to start out right now actually with a climb, and then we're going to get up onto a ridge, and literally it looks like it's a ridge walk most of the day until we come down into the town of Dalton. So and then go past Dalton for a couple more miles, but then it's like flat. So I don't think it's real tough miles. At least that's part of the plan. That's the reason I'm doing 20. So we'll see how the day goes, and if there's any cool views or anything of importance that I can capture for you, I will. Certainly I'll do my best just to video. Sometimes the best scenery is just videoing the trail itself, right? And so I'll do some of that for sure. The next 2 days have some significance, but we'll get to those. I always tend to get ahead of myself, so today we're going to focus on today. And today is hustle day, 20 miles going into Dalton, Massachusetts, and a little bit beyond. So hope everybody's having an awesome day so far, and we'll catch up with you up the path. A beautiful stream crossing ahead of us here. Oh, I see a lot of green moss and slick rocks, but real pretty though. I just I'm gonna go with the slick rocks, I guess. The green moss, I know it's slick. I tell you what, since I slipped in the creek, got 1 foot wet the other day, I don't know if I've lost my confidence or I'm just simply a lot more careful. Probably a little both, honestly, because that happened so quickly and so surprisingly. I don't know why I was surprised, but it was a wet rock. But I anticipated my new shoes sticking and having no problem. Man, I slid right off that rock. And now, when I'm crossing these creeks, I'm really careful. But anyway, so had a nice stay last night. I'm really happy with the little lodge that I'm staying in there at Berkshire's Lake Lodge. The room's nice, it's clean. I've got space to spread out and got everything out of my pack. And the stop yesterday, really what I anticipated doing was simply ordering a pizza, have it delivered to the room. And then the guy I hiked with said he really needed to go and wash some clothes. The only thing I really needed to wash was the stuff I had on, which is what I have on now. I intentionally had worn for multiple days because it'd been raining and messy, but that was definitely something I could do. And also my sleeping bag never really got wet, but for some reason it just absorbs maybe the moisture or condensation around it, and it's just kind of damp feeling. Nothing better than sleeping in a damp, dank feeling sleeping bag. So I wanted to address that as well. So I agreed to go with him. We shared a ride into the town of Lee, Massachusetts, where we commenced to wash our stuff. And once the washer started, just around the block there was a pizza place. So I went and ordered a large pizza, not for us, that was for me, and had no intentions of eating it all. I ate probably half of it, leaving me 4 pieces. Of course, this is early afternoon, right? So I knew I'd get hungry again. I did. Ate a couple more pieces last evening, and then wrapped up in aluminum foil a couple of pieces to carry with me today. So that'll be lunch in a little while. So that worked out pretty nice. And just around the block again, walking distance, was a Walgreens where I was able to go load up on some Gatorades and some snacks for today. So it turned into a very efficient trip, an effective trip, where I got a lot of stuff done in a short period of time. So I'm thankful for that stop and that idea that my friend Indy had. So it was productive. Probably didn't sleep so great last night. I think any time that I know I've got a pretty big day planned for the next day, I don't know, I think I just lay there charged up. My brain's working, and it's hard to settle down enough to get deep into sleep. Tonight will be different. I'll just be worn out, and I'll fall right asleep by 7 o'clock or something. But overall, it's been a great stay at the Berkshire Lake Lodge so far. Alrighty, hope everybody's having a good morning. I'm still climbing, obviously, and we'll catch up with you a little further down the path. All right, everybody, we've made it to a place called Finnerty's Pond. Again, folks up here call ponds. These are some big ponds, but beautiful place. We're kind of marching around the outskirts of the pond now, but the growth is really thick, so I just found a spot between some trees where I could get one shot. If we have better shots, of course, I'll stop and take those as well. But overall, today we're making pretty good progress. We're into it for about I started at 5:30, so it's less than 3 hours. It's currently almost 7 o'clock, and I mean less than an hour and a half. It's almost 7 o'clock, and we've made almost 3 miles. In fact, we've made a little bit more than 3 miles in less than an hour and a half. Okay, I finally get the math right. So we're tracking, I'd say, better than average, but part of that average was, you know, kind of a slow grinding uphill to get to the area where we can now make some pretty good pace. So I think the pace will actually improve as we progress. But I already heard from my new friend Indy. This is the guy who works in Charlotte. He works for Bank of America in Charlotte. He's 61. He's still employed. I think they've let him out for like a short, I don't know, respite or whatever you call it, away from work. He's still calling in from time to time, but he only works 3 days a week. And even when he gets back to work, he'll only be working 3 days a week. So anyway, interesting guy, smart guy. And like I said, he's 61. And I can tell you, I cannot possibly keep up with him. He averages to include zeros, 20 miles a day. So, you know, for him to do a 20, it's kind of a slow day. So it's not unusual for him to do 25 miles a day. So he's really quick. And he started his hike in Georgia at the end of March. So he's on the pace to finish this whole thing in about 4 months. So I don't know if he was disappointed or not, but we didn't talk about hiking together today. But he sent me a message at about 6:30. He probably had recognized that I was already gone and said, hey, have fun today. Hope to see you somewhere up trail, that kind of stuff. But, you know, for me to get this thing done at a reasonable amount of time, I wanted to start early. So 5:30 was right for me, and it may not be right for somebody else. I think that's kind of the beauty of hiking by yourself. Might be a lonely thing, but you own the schedule, and there's absolutely no compromising with someone else. You know, if they want to go later or they want to go lesser or more miles or whatever. So I'll bounce back with him, and told him I fully expected him to pass me today, so I'll see him today. He'll blaze by me. And to the degree that I can keep up with him, then I will try. And I can probably stick with him for a couple miles. But all day long, no way. Guy's way too fast. So we'll see him a little bit later today, I'm sure. But I just was reflecting on the fact that the benefits of kind of hiking by myself. And if I had my preferences, I would prefer to hike with someone else. You know, I had some great times with Detox as an example, because I think we made each other faster, you know. And we would swap out the lead, and someone would take off and the other person would push themselves to keep up. And if you're in front, you're pushing yourself to pull the chain along a little bit, you know. So we would knock out some pretty good miles in short order, and have the afternoon to do what we wanted to do. And I kind of like that style a lot. Now when you're out here by yourself, you don't have someone pushing you, and you have to kind of keep up with your pace. I do anyway, because if I don't, then I'll just kind of linger, you know. I'll just kind of ramble slowly through the woods, and before you know it, I've wasted, you know, 15-30 minutes when I should have been pushing a little bit harder. So there's benefits, pros and cons of hiking with someone, and there's pros and cons of hiking by yourself. So right now I'm fine, and we'll just do the best we can. All right, check back with you a little later. All right, we got this rock hop, but unfortunately it looks like there's been a very recent blowdown happened. This huge tree has fallen and taken down some other trees with it. So we got to also cross the trees as we rock hop. So that's kind of what we're up against here, but we should be okay. I don't think there's any way I can do it with and video at the same time. So we'll catch it up when we get across. We did it. Not really as hard as maybe it looks, but still had to straddle that big one and reach for the rocks with my legs on the other side. So glad to be across that one and keep on trucking. All right, that's where we came from. We just crossed over this dirt road called West Branch Road. Got a bit of a beaver dam pond here. I think that, I don't know if that's like a trap or just a screen. I don't know. But definitely soggy and boggy. And we'll head on. So I just checked the app and we've done 8 miles so far. So it's not too shabby. It's a little after 9. My goal is to have 10 miles done by 10:30. So we're certainly on track for that. We'll check again at 10:30 and see if we can achieve that target. I'd rather do that. I like to set, preliminary targets, 2 or 3 for the course of the day, then check 2 or 3 times through the course of the day versus checking every hour. Because every time you open that app up, you're going to spend 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, just kind of playing around on your phone. So, moving pretty good. Kind of feeling some hunger pains. I'm going to break into some snacks here in the next hour as well. And then by noon, I'll crack into some of this pizza that I've been carrying along. That should carry me right up until the end of the hiking day. So, all right, we'll keep on pushing on and talk to you a little further down the path. I think we have maybe a little better look at the pond over here. There we go. That's kind of a cool shot to end on. All right, everybody. That's where we came from. You can see it's a pretty flat trail. And this is where we're going. Pretty flat trail. And on the map, you can say, wow, I can really go fast on this pretty flat trail. But once you get here and you realize this is what you're doing, you're walking these boards, which are really slick. And sometimes the boards run out and you start your rock hopping. And that's always a little bit dangerous. And it just, you find yourself just not moving as fast as you'd like to move. There's no way that I can maintain a 2 mile an hour on this thing right here for sure. Sometimes the boards are all broken or whatever. It makes it even a little bit more precarious. And, but it's just a wet, mushy mess. Now, with all that said, I've been really surprised today because mosquitoes have not been a factor. They've just been chewing me up over the last few days. And it's almost like they had a human hunting season. And unbeknownst to me, the season closed yesterday. And today, they've all gone to hunt something else because they're not hunting humans anymore. Or the word got out that I'm not very tasty, so they said, oh, don't even bother. I'm not sure, but it's been a real blessing not to be fighting the mosquitoes and wearing the head net and all that mess today. It's been really good. So, I haven't talked to any about temperature. Weather's been a factor, of course, last few days with on and off rain. And today, It's just cool, you know. It started out, when we started our walk this morning, it's probably 55, 56 degrees. And the high for today was about 75. I don't think we'll get there up here on this ridge. Probably low 70s. But nevertheless, got a nice little breeze blowing, and it's very comfortable today for sure. So I just wished it was warm enough to dry all this stuff up, but of course then that'd give me something else to complain about. It'd be too hot. So no issues. We're making good time. I did my 10:30 check-in and doing well better than 10 miles during that time frame, so about 10 and a half miles by 10:30. So we're doing good. We just keep on pressing on slowly but surely, doing a little rock hopping here and plank walking somewhere else, but we'll get there. All right, hope everybody's having a wonderful day. We'll catch up with you down the path. Okay, so now we got some uphill. Haven't seen so much of this today, but we got some rock climbing to do to get to the top. Let's see what we knock out right quick. I think I can do this with one hand and two legs. And hold the camera. With the slippy wet rock. Okay, so there's where we came from. All right. Take a little further down the path. All right, everybody, that's where we came from. We've reached a little bit of a top of a hill. It's called Warner Hill at 2,050 feet. And again, we're cresting hills instead of, it's only like a couple weeks ago we were going into 13, 14, 15. Now it's pretty common to be above 2,000. And we get a little bit of view. Very nice. Yeah, it's turned out to be a real nice day. Still got a good breeze, and I think that's helping a lot. It probably would be kind of warmish without it. But I am not complaining about today's weather, that's for sure. It's been pretty good. I checked the app since I was going to stop anyway here and take a picture. And we're less than 7 miles. 6.7 miles to the end. That puts us there at probably a little after 3. I told her I'd be there for pickup about 4, so I'm not going to call and change anything. That's close enough. I don't mind waiting a little bit. So it's a nice no stress day. I mean, that's kind of like. So all good. Talking about a field of ferns. This is like a different fern now. It's like a really small fern compared to some of the ones we've been seeing. Whole field is nothing but ferns. Pretty crazy. All right, check y'all down the trail. All right, folks. You just come out of the woods. And how often does this happen? Usually come in the woods or come out of the woods, cross some railroad tracks on the edge of town, and boom, we are in Dalton, Massachusetts, I believe, and I have absolutely no idea where I'm going from here, but I'm sure that there's a trail marker somewhere, and I'll find it. I think I see one way over there right now, beside that car, on the telephone pole. Y'all see that? Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down the sidewalk. That'd be cool. All right, catch up down there. All right, y'all. Of course, I couldn't pass up some ice cream from Sweet Peas. This is it's called Tipsy Peach. I guess it's got peach and some kind of bourbon caramel swirl or something like that. But it's delicious. All right, everybody, I just still walking. I came out of Dalton, Massachusetts. I'm not totally out of the town yet, kind of working towards the outskirts, but still on the Appalachian Trail. Sidewalk walking today. We've had all kinds of walking, not a lot of sidewalk walking. So overall, it's been a good day. I got about 4/10 of a mile up here to a place called Gulf Road, and that's where my ride will pick me up, and I'll be a few minutes early. But total of 20 miles today, exactly, no tenths. So we started out at 1,557.3, and we'll end today at 1,577.3. So exactly 20 miles today. So I guess that's pretty much it for today. When the lady picks me up, I'll just go straight back to the lodge and start getting ready for tomorrow. And I might call and order some food. I'm sure I will, for delivery, and that'll buy me some time to get some things done with my pack and get ready to go. So, and start resting and take a shower and whatnot. So I hope everybody's had a good day. Appreciate you joining along, and I look forward to the next couple days, because we got a couple interesting milestones coming up that be kind of cool to share with you. All right, have a great afternoon, great evening, and we'll talk to you first thing in the morning.